Hi guys, it's me, Ethan, and welcome to Captain and Mom. And today I'm with me, Captain Underpants, and the Big Bang Pound, the Bionic Booger One, Part 2, The Revenge of the Ridiculous Robo-Buggers. Let's get started. Hi everybody, and welcome to our second half of the Captain Underpants and the Big Bang Pound, the Bionic Booger One. This comic book should give you a pretty update of our story so far. Once upon a time, there were two cool kids named George and Al with Mecha Groovy. Me too. Unfortunately, they had a mean principal named Mr. Grunt. Blah, 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 blah. So one day they hypnotized him with a free hypnon. You obey my every command. Yes, master. Mr. Crook became under your control. Ha ha ha. You are now a monkey. Ha 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 ha. But they made a terrible mistake. You're now Captain. It's okay. Ta-da-da, ha 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 ha. It was funny until he jumped out the window. Hey, come back here. No way. Mr. Crook thought Mr. Crook really thought he was a real superhero. He got all kinds of trouble. Oh no. As you guys remember the second epic novel I read, that was terrible. One time, he almost got killed by a dandelion. So George stole some superpower just for UFO and gave it to him. Glub, glub, glub. And Mr. Crook got superpowers. Now he can find stuff. Here we go again. Now whenever Mr. Crook hears somebody snap their fingers, blah, 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 he turns to the dandelions. And whenever he gets water on his head, he turns back into Mr. Crook. Blah, blah, blah. So remember, don't snap your fingers around Mr. Crook. So remember, don't. But that's only the first part of our story. Read on. Okay, there is this other kid in our school named Melvin Sneely. I don't know. Melvin invented a combinable thingy that morphs stuff together. He combined his pet hamster Sue with a robot. Eureka! I've created a world's first bionic hamster. Next, he tried to combine himself with a robot. As you guys remember, that doesn't go so well. But he sneezed at the last second. Achoo! And he accidentally got combined with a robot and his boogers. He became the bionic booger boy. I ain't done that. Uh-oh. Still one time he got cold. Achoo! Then he got mad and turned into a monster. Then he ate up Captain Underpants, but Sue the bionic hamster beat him up. Then Melvin's parents came and reversed the combined thingy. Then they zapped him and blew away the boogers. Zap, boom, zap, boom. Now Melvin and Mr. Crook were safe, but something was wrong with them. I mean, Dominic, blah, blah, blah. The boogers smashed the combined. The boogers came alive and smashed the combined thingies. Crash, and the chase was on. The end of part 1. Part 1. Chapter 1. George and Harold. This is George and Harold Hutchins. George is the kid on the left with the tie on the flat top. Harold's the one on the right with the t-shirt and bad haircut. Remember that now. This is Mr. Crook, Melvin Sneely, and Sue the bionic hamster. Mr. Crook is the one on the left with the underwear and the ball hat. But Melvin is the one on the right with the bow tie and the glasses. And Sue is the bionic hamster. And Sue the bionic hamster is the hamstery looking one in the middle with the laser eyeballs, the Marco hydraulic jumpatronic legs, the super monkey playing Automo Automo arms, the virtually indestructible flexo-chromatic endoskeleton, and the twin turbo 3000 SP5 Kung Fu Titan lithium audio processor. Remember that now, National Fine Art Academy. And these are the ridiculous robo-boogers. 3 of the vilest, most disgusting, and most terrifying creatures ever to drip across the face of Earth. Even their names were horrible monstrous manikiers. The sound which would drive madness into the hearts of the bravest heroes. If you dare to know their nightmarishly deplorable names, I will tell you, but don't blame me if you have to sleep with a nightlight on for the rest of your life. The names were like Carl, Trixie, and Frankenbugger. See, I told you they were scary names. Carl, Trixie, and Frankenbugger each spit out terrifying ear-piercing screams of unstoppable fear as they chase their heroes down the city street. Finally, the robo-boogers corner everyone in a dead-end alley. The 3 falcon fiends oozed closer and closer until at last they leaped toward their prey. The situation had become so frightening that Georgia and Melvin and Mr. Crook closed their eyes tightly and waited for the terrifying sounds of their own inevitable demise. Gobble, 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 gobble. But instead of hearing inevitable demise type sounds, our heroes heard something quite different. You see, at that very last second, Sue the bionic hamster stretched open his flexible jaw and shoved the 3 buggery behemoths into his mouth. Sue's bionic cheeks swelled to capacity as he raised his furry head toward the sky. Then, with the force of a lunar liftoff, Sue struck the terrifying slimy villains, shot the 3 slimy villains into space. Spitooey, spitooey, spitooey. Spitooey, spitooey, spitooey. The 3 ridiculous robo-boogers sailed for the sky like cannonballs in no time at all. They left Earth's atmosphere and began sailing toward Uranus. The terrifying battle was over. Wow, that was a very quick story to hell. This is going to be our shortest adventure ever. Ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth? Said George. Trick or two, it ain't. Unfortunately for George and Helen, their adventure had only just begun as everyone had to walk back to school. A confusing argument got underway. I want my hamster back, said Mr. Crow. You're a hamster, said George. First of all, he's our hamster now. And second of all, he never belonged to you. He belonged to Melvin. See a trick? This is a trick. He's not mad, but... I don't care who he belongs to, Melvin interrupted. Hamsters aren't allowed in my school, especially not in my school. I'll give you all 3 of you bugs of detention for bringing that furry beast into your classroom. You can't give us detention, said Harold. You're just a kid like us. Suddenly, Mr. and Miss Snealy came running toward them. Melvin, you're all right, cried Mrs. Snealy. Let's have you a safe zone, cried Mr. Snealy. Mommy, Papa, cried Mr. Crow. He dashed over to Melvin's parents with open arms, and the sight of a bone-grown man, his unknown, running toward them made Miss Snealy scream hard. Hey, what's the big idea, yo, Mrs. Snealy? It's me, Pa, cried Mr. Crow. Don't you recognize your own son? Get away from us, you weirdo! Miss Snealy yelled as she hit Mr. Crow with her purse. Melvin ignored the commotion as he walked past them all and went into the school. Melvin stomped upstairs and headed for the school office. Everyone except Miss Amber had already gone home for the day, and she was getting ready to leave too. Just where do you think you're going, woman? Shouted Mr. Crab. Shouted Melvin. Miss Amber turned and stared in shock at the fourth grade stand behind her. What did you just say? She cried in a voice that was rapidly becoming explained. Who do you think you are? I'm the guy who's gonna fire your eye if you don't get me my coffee now, yelled Melvin. Now, normally school secretaries don't have the authority to hang a child from a coat by his underwear. But today had been a particularly stressful day for Miss Amber. She had been covered in snow, carried through a town by a rampaging robotic monster, and worst of all, forced to chaperone an elementary school field trip. Now it was payback time. Chapter 3: Mr. Melvin and Crappy the Kid. Miss Amber collected her things and left for home, grumbling under her breath as she passed Georgia Hill in the hall. The two boys could hear Melvin's angry shouts from down the hall. They went to the office to investigate. While they were getting Melvin off the hook, Mr. Crump ran into the office, sweaty out of breath. You guys, I got help, he cried. My mom and dad are trying to kill me. Has the world gone mad? Relax, Einstein, said George calmly, and put on some clothes to Georgia Hill. Georgia Hill had already figured out what was going on, so they tried to explain the situation to Mr. Crump and Melvin. You see, he said, after you guys got morphed together by the Capilotron 2000, we switched the batteries around and separated you two, but for some strange reason, it switched your brains around. Now Mr. Crump's brain is inside Melvin's body, and Melvin's brain is inside Mr. Crump's body. That's a bunch of bunk, yo, Melvin. Take a look and see for yourself, said George. He pulled a full-length mirror in front of Mr. Crump and Melvin. They looked at themselves in astonishment. I'm a kid again, said the guy who looked like Melvin but had Mr. Crump's brain. And I'm old and fat and bald and ugly, cried the guy who looked like Mr. Crump but had Melvin's brain, Mr. Crump's brain. And I've fat breath and creepy nose hair. Then, hey, yelled the guy who looked like Melvin but had Mr. Crump's brain. At this point, you might be saying to yourself, dang, this book is getting confusing. Now, don't worry. This will all get cleared up by the end of chapter 17. But for now, let's just remain to the two characters who have the right brains and the wrong bodies. Shall we? Let's call this guy who looks like Mr. Crump, but as Melvin's name is brain, Mr. Melvin. And we'll call the kid on the left who looks like Melvin's name, but as Mr. Crump's brain, Crappy the Kid. Please refer to the handy X-ray chart below in case you get mixed up. Mr. Melvin and Crappy the Kid. Chapter 4. Things get worse. Crappy the Kid climbed into a chair and demanded how to know what was going to be done about the mix-up. I could solve this problem right away if I still had my combined 20,000, said Mr. Melvin sheepishly, but it got smashed in the last book. Well, start building a new one, Bob, shouted Crappy the Kid. Okay, Melvin, Bill, it takes about 6 months. 6 months? Screamed Crappy the Kid. I can't go around looking like a kid for 6 months. I got school to run, Buster. Sorry, Mr. Melvin whimpered. But building a cellular combiner is extremely difficult. It takes time. It's not easy like a building a robot or a time machine or a photon transmogulating ectofan Latonic Nick Zanziptomizer. Hey, wait a second, said George. Did you just say building a time machine was easy? Yeah, said Mr. Melvin. It just takes a day or two. Why? Well, why don't you just build a time machine, asked George. Then you could go back in time before the Capilotron 2000 got smashed, grab it, and bring it back to the present time. Mr. Melvin thought for a moment, and then he decided, I've got it, he said, snapping his fingers. I'll build a time machine. Then go back in time before the Cabana 20,000 got smashed, grab it and bring it back to the hey, what the heck is he doing? Snap. Everyone turned and looked at Kirby the Kid, who had just stripped down to his underwear and was now trying to tie a red cape around his neck. Oh no, let's get some water. Hale ran out to the drinking fountain, but he was too late. Kirby the Kid shot with a trooper shot, then turned and flew out the window. Chapter 5. Things get worse. Did you guys just see that? Cried Mr. Melvin. I mean, Kirby the Kid just flew out the window. He flew. Yeah, we know, said George with a sigh. That's amazing, cried Mr. Melvin. He must think he's got Underpants or something. Could it be? Could our principal really be Captain Underpants? Well, duh, Sarah. But Mr. Crump doesn't look But Mr. Crump, if you guys don't remember, check out the parts of the first book. But Mr. Crump doesn't look anything like Captain Underpants, said Mr. Melvin. Frantically, Captain Underpants is bald, and Mr. Crump usually has hair. I know. Maybe Mr. Crump wears a toupee. I thought he was supposed to be in the gifted program, said George. But how can he find where he get his superpowers? Said Mel. It's a long story, said Mr. Melvin calmed down a bit, walked confidently across the room, sat in the principal's chair. He leaned back with a smile and smiled a devilish grin. Well, why don't you go ahead and tell me about it? Said Mr. Melvin. I got all the time in the world. Chapter 6. Things get worse. If you guys don't remember the third book, check it out. Check out the all 4 parts. It's 4 parts. George and Hannah had no choice but to come clean. They told Mr. Melvin the whole story of Captain Underpants had hypnotized him, Mr. Crookshanks, and the alien superpower juice, and how superpowers must have somehow got transferred into Melvin's body along with Mr. Crookshanks. While George and Hannah were talking, the smile on Mr. Melvin's face grew wider and wider, and eagler. Why are you smiling? Where are you smiling? What are you smiling about? Said George. This is serious. Yeah, said Hale. We're all in big trouble if we don't switch things back to normal. Correction, said Mr. Melvin. You guys are in big trouble. All my troubles are over. I, Melvin, am going to get back into my old body, but keep those superpowers for myself. I'm going to become the world's first superpower kid. Hey, you can't do that, Sam. I can do whatever I want, said Mr. Melvin. I'm in charge now. I look just like the principal, so I'm gonna make the rules, and you guys are gonna follow it. Or else what? George demanded. Or else, Sarah Melvin, I'll order your teachers to give you guys 12 hours of homework every night for the next 8 years. That shut up George and Hale. 8. Mr. Melvin's first order of the day was for George and Hale to make a new comic book about the world's first superpower kid, Melvin. Give me a really cool name, said Mr. Melvin. Like Big Melvin or Mystery Melvin. Mystery Melvin, said George and Hale in disbelief. And make up a story where I defeat Captain Underpants to become the world's greatest superhero. And you better not make me look stupid either, Mr. Melvin shouted. But we can't make a comic book right now, said Hale. We gotta chase after Captain Underpants, the Underpants kid. You can chase after him all you want, said Mr. Melvin. After you kids make that comic book, now get going. I've got a time machine to build. Chapter 7. The Purple Potty. Mr. Melvin went out and bought all the things he needed to build his time machine. Now he just needed a place to build. He wanted someplace quite quiet, someplace and private, someplace empty and sketchy and secluded, in a room that nobody ever used. I've got it, he cried. Our school library. The library at Drumroy's elementary school had once been a wonderful place of knowledge and learning. But a few years back, the librarian of Sinkerbrains had begun banning most of the books. Now the library is filled only with with rows of empty bookshelves and posters that warned of the potential subversive dangers of reading. It was the perfect place to hatch an evil plan. Mr. Melvin pushed his cart into the dusty cobwebby room and flicked on the light. Welcome, sir, said Miss Fingerbrains. Have you come to check out the book? No, said Mr. Melvin. I need to find a large box like a phone booth or something. There's a purple portable potty down in the basement, said Miss Fingerbrains. That'll do, said Mr. Melvin. Go get it for me. I can't carry that thing up 3 flights of stairs all by myself, cried Miss Fingerbrains. All right, said Mr. Melvin. I'll help you. Mr. Melvin supervised Miss Fingerbrains. Supervised while Miss Fingerbrains carried the heavy potty to the top of the treacherous steps. Good job, said Mr. Melvin. Now go clean out your desk. You're fired. Fire! Cried Miss Fingerbrains. Welcome for the rest of your life, said Mr. Melvin. Chapter 8. Meanwhile, back in outer space, a team of scientists working at the Pequot Order of Professional Space and Interplanetary Explorers, Poopsie, were on their way to investigate the planet Uranus, when they came across something that was very strange. Major Buzz Tomsky and his crew had just discovered a bizarre cluster of what appeared to be robots and toilets resting on the planet's surface. And as you guys remember, you see right here? That's from the second book. Check it out. 2 parts of it. The astronauts were so busy looking at the mirror that they didn't notice the 3 flying squishy buggery thingies speeding toward their spaceship. Splat, splat, smack, splat, 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 splot, smack. Chapter 9. Ground control to Major Tomsky. Suddenly, a very concerned voice came across the Poopsie spacephone. What is going on up there, bub? Asked ground control. Well, we're okay, said Major Tomsky as he unzipped the cockpit's window screen for a better look. But it appears our ship has just been splattered by 3 identified squishy objects. That does it, said ground control. This mission is just getting too strange. I want you guys to turn that ship around and come on back home. Will do, said Major Tomsky. He pushed the clutch and made a U-turn, and in no time at all, the Poopsie shuttle was headed back to Earth. With 3 giggling stowaways hanging on for the long ride home. Chapter 10. Me, Mr. Melvin. The next day, Mr. Melvin was putting the finishing touches on his time machine when he heard cries and laughter out in the hallway. He opened the library door and saw a group of third graders happily reading Georgia Hill's newest comic book. Mr. Melvin stomped down the hall, grabbed the comic book out of their hands, and gasped in horror. What the? He screamed as he glared at the comic book's cover. Alright guys, I'm gonna cut into a part 2. See you tomorrow for part 2. Bye.